get analysis now from Todd Belt. He's a professor and director of the Political Management Program at George Washington University's Graduate School of Political Management. Great to have you on, Todd. Let's just start with your opinion then. We know Donald Trump's opinion on his first 100 days. What do you think of them?
Well, thanks for having me on. It's great to be with you again. I think what both John and Selena summarized was really good. But if we put this into context as to what presidents try to get done in 100 days, it's one thing to do these executive orders. And Donald Trump has done 139 just within the first 100 days. And compare that to Joe Biden's 162 over 4 years, right? So that's been a lot of work on those executive orders. But because Donald Trump didn't use the normal process of having these vetted by the Justice Department lawyers, he used a private law firm to do it. Many of them have ended up in court and they are being challenged. So even though he may have tried to do a lot of these things are really in the courts right now. There are 200 lawsuits against the president and his executive actions. So even though there's a lot of action there, it's not really going very far, except on that issue of immigration with the deportations that we talked about. And of course, some action on the tariff there. What presidents really want to get done is legislation. And Donald Trump has only signed 5 pieces of legislation, 3 of which were repeals of things that Biden had done. And one was the Lake and Riley Act, which just did a little bit on immigration. The other was just a continuation of funding. The reason you want legislation is because it can't be undone by your successor, which is what Donald Trump has been doing to Joe Biden's executive actions. And he's been very thin on that. So not a whole lot. And a lot of it hasn't really coincided with what American voters want.
Maybe not so much legislation, but there has definitely been action. If you look at the tariffs that he's imposed, the DOGE cuts and layoffs, the clampdown on illegal migrants, him wanting to, let's not call it annexation, I'll call it bringing into the fold Greenland and Canada to be part of the United States. He has been, whether people like it or not, he has been a man of action. Now, is that why we're seeing so much unrest? Because, in fact, he is doing so much and he's doing them all at the same time.
Well, I think you brought up the idea of unrest, and that's a really good point because he is being a man of action, but he's going back and forth on a lot of these things. First, the tariffs are on, then they're off, then they've been moderated. Some nations will have them, some won't. And now he's just said as of today that he is going to roll back tariffs on automobiles, affecting the U.S. automobile industry. And that has really had the effect of, like Selena was saying in the polls, and people are really frustrated with the fact that there is so much anxiety about what's going to come next. Yes, he threw a lot of people out of work through DOGE, as you mentioned, and those people are facing economic anxieties. Donald Trump campaigned with big promises of things he was going to do. He didn't say how he was going to do it, and that's how he's running into trouble right now. The devil is really in the details.
Usually, I've found from life experience, to achieve something worthwhile does involve some short-term pain for the long-term gain. Could you make an argument that the pain we're seeing now, immediately from Donald Trump's actions, might actually be part of his plan to make America, if not great again, certainly make America better?
Well, I can't read his mind, but he has definitely said that that is the plan. He has told Americans that they should expect some pain before things get better. Then he sort of backtracked on that a bit. But Americans are an impatient people, and they don't like to experience a bit of pain. You can think back to what happened with Jimmy Carter when he asked everybody to drive 55 miles an hour and to engage in conservation of energy and engaged in a number of rationing programs for energy. Americans don't like that. They're very impatient and they want what they want and they want it now. And I think the longer that this plays out, the more problems Donald Trump is going to have. And like I was saying about legislation, he has taken the very big gamble of putting it all into this one big, beautiful bill he has called. Usually you want to get that through before resistance comes in the form of lower approval numbers and people within your party breaking off. And he's been kicking this down the road, and it looks like we won't see it until July now, July 4th. And that's going to be very risky for the president if he's going to try to keep that very thin coalition together he has in Congress.
Todd, I really appreciate your insights. My guest is Todd Belt. He's a director of the Political Management Program at George Washington University. Thanks so much.
Great to be with you. Thank you.